Hi, I'm Billy Magnussen, and you're watching the Broadway.com show.
Welcome to the Broadway.com show, your weekly guide to everything happening on the Great White Way. Or, as we like to think of it, the hope-to-be hosts of Stephanie J. Block's Baby Shower. Come on, we love babies! Let's get started with the news. What's the buzz, Beth?
Fun Home, the critically acclaimed off-Broadway hit musical, is confirmed for a Broadway transfer this spring. Janine Tesori and Lisa Cron's musical take on Alison Bechdel's graphic memoir takes place in and around a family-owned funeral home. It traces Alison's coming of age and coming out. Previews will begin at Circle in the Square on April 4th, with opening night set for April 22nd. Though no casting has been announced, we're hoping the show's young standout Sydney Lucas doesn't have a growth spurt this winter and can reprise her breathtaking performance.
Okay, Seinfeld fans, we have good news and bad news. The good news is Larry David is making his Broadway debut as a Larry David-type character in his new play, A Fish in the Dark, this winter. It's got about 15 characters, it's directed by Anna DiShapiro, it's about death, it sounds great. The bad news, however, is Jerry Seinfeld, who was initially rumored to be involved, will not be appearing in the play. But if we survive that time they ran out of chocolate babka, we can get through this.
Broadway has a whorehouse in it, or it will soon enough. Producers have announced plans to bring the best little whorehouse in Texas back to the Broadway stage. The musical comedy hit, which ran almost 4 years after its premiere in 1978 and hit the big screen as a vehicle for Dolly Parton and Burt Reynolds, will return to the boards, directed by Rob Ashford. The musical, which tells the true tale of a real-life bordello deep in the heart of Texas and the watchdog who tries to shut it down, features sweet tunes by Carol Hall and a book by Larry L. King and Peter Masterson. This little old bitty pissant country musical will be open for business sometime in 2015.
Let's take a ride around the rumor mill, shall we? First off, Benjamin Walker, who appeared on Broadway in Bloody Bloody Andrew Jackson and Cat on a Hot Tin Roof, will reportedly play finance exec by day and serial killer by night Patrick Bateman in the musical version of American Psycho, which will have its off-Broadway premiere at Second Stage in February. And we're being told that Hollywood star Emma Stone is in talks to make her Broadway debut as Sally Bowles in Roundabout's revival of Cabaret. Stone, who was expected to star in the show last year but had to pull out due to a scheduling conflict, would replace Michelle Williams, who is set to exit the musical on November 9th.
A pair of Tony winners landed some high-profile gigs this week. Judy Kaye, who won Tonys for The Phantom of the Opera and Nice Work If You Can Get It, is readying to have a ball in Broadway's Cinderella as the fairy godmother. Meanwhile, Borle, who won a Tony for Peter and the Starcatcher, is heading back to Neverland with the dual role of Smee and Mr. Darling in NBC's live broadcast of Peter Pan. Clap if you believe he'll be a smash. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Hey, I'm Andrew Rannells, and you're watching the Broadway.com show.
Cliff Saunders completely cracks us up as scheming innkeeper Thénardier in Les Miserables, and he continued to make us laugh in his portrait session with Broadway.com photographer Caitlin McNaney. Not content to just smile and take a glamour shot, Saunders went underground at the 50th Street subway station to take this awesome and kind of creepy action shot. See his fresh face feature on Broadway.com, then check out his performance live at the Imperial Theater.
The tweet of the week comes from Broadway favorite and former Broadway.com video blogger Krysta Rodriguez. She writes, "Arrived on set to play sexy 60s era teen star. Asked by the child actors if I'm playing the mom. Hashtag welcome to 30. Don't worry, Krysta. You'll always be a teenager in our minds. A creepy, goth, death-obsessed, sibling-torturing teenager. You can follow this star at Krysta Rodriguez."
Sideshow broke many hearts when it failed to find a following on Broadway back in 1997. But we, the devoted fans of this heart-wrenching musical, kept the memory of Daisy and Violet alive after the final curtain, wearing out that cast album, following Alice Ripley and Emily Skinner throughout their careers, and dreaming of a day that, like an odd exotic creature on display inside a zoo, people will love it as it is. That day has come. After well-received runs in California and DC, Bill Condon's revised Sideshow will start performances at Broadway's St. James Theater on October 28th. Yay! Now about Taboo.
When we heard James Corden might star in the Broadway revival of A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Forum a while back, we were overjoyed. What perfect casting! Then we found out James Corden was cheating on us. He's reportedly in talks to replace Craig Ferguson on The Late Late Show, which would mean he won't be doing Forum after all. That's exciting and all, but we're selfishly giving this news a big thumbs down. Hey Jesse Tyler Ferguson, what size toga are you?
I'm Lena Hall, and you're watching the Broadway.com show.
As the saying goes around here, when in doubt, Audra McDonald. The club of repeat stars of the week is an exclusive one, but Audra might as well be the honorary president. Not only did the 6-time Tony winner's Broadway hit, Lady Day at Emerson's Bar and Grill, extend for a 4th and final time, but the show's cast album took the #1 slot in 4 different Billboard charts in its first week of release. And to top it all off, Audra is raising money for Covenant House by offering personalized prizes like recording your voicemail greeting or singing happy birthday to you in exchange for donations made to the homeless youth charity. For literally being the gold standard time and time again, Audra, you are our star of the week.
It's Smackdown time. Last week we asked you which TV star from the LA cast of Hair should come to Broadway, Amber Riley or Kristen Bell. Sorry, Kristen, Riley ruled with 74% of the votes. Never underestimate the power of the Gleeks. For this week's Smackdown, we're zeroing in on the face of Broadway dreamboat, Jeremy Jordan. Of course, you loved him as smooth-faced Jack Kelly in Newsies and baby-faced killer Clyde Barrow in Bonnie and Clyde, but these days, Jordan's got himself into a hairy situation in the new musical, Finding Neverland. That's right, as famed playwright J.M. Barrie, he's grown out a full beard. So what do you think? Do you prefer boyish smooth Jeremy or manly hairy Jeremy? Tweet your vote to Broadway.com with the hashtag #BWaySmackdown and tune in next week to find out which look comes out on top.
Thanks for watching another episode of the Broadway.com show. We leave you with the best commute a New Yorker could hope for, one with a surprise performance of The Circle of Life from the cast of The Lion King. See you next week.